claimed that were forged signatures. Maybe you remember some of the accusations.
Worship as a body politic should not participate in partisan politics.
Its preoccupation now is to give a good service to the people of Zambia.
For us, we only ride on the facts.
Make the decision of the party. Whoever they are going to choose, but seeking our numbers can go short.
You were once members of the party. Yes. But it's easier for you to come back.
Aya marani henango vaoda vantu kukwera kusokolo, but UPPZ is trying to show a difference.
The issue I'll never rest until we see justice served.
Munamotuwaikala mwa Julius munokusekelela kunyemba wati tuwachula sana amavoti nga yaisa ba MP bafukama bakunkula tukosereni ifa tukakunsha ifro tuleba botera tolale tatadikleya tinagawina batusitatila.
It's a motion that attempts to destabilize the governance of this country, if at all, by whatever misfortune it succeeded.
Claimed that were forged signatures.
Society, which comes to you live right on Evaluation TV every Wednesday from 18 to 19 hours. This is a news and current affairs program. We get to discuss issues affecting the nation, and we do invite people from a wide range of organizations and political parties who come to help us discuss a number of issues that affect our nation. And this evening I'm featuring Mr. Francis Kope, who is the UPPZ national spokesperson, who will just give us an update on what's going on in Roan and Bahati constituency for his party. He's taking part in the by-elections, which are people voting on the 11th of April this year, 2019. And I'm your host, remember you're live on Go TV, 96, Movie TV, 43, and on Top Star channel 458. And you can send your SMS to 0978 43 74 37 or 978 43 74 37. You can go to our Facebook page, Evaluation TV Zambia, and drop your comments on what you feel Mr. Kope should address, even as we discussed the topic and times the update on the Roan and Bahati constituency by election. Mr. Kope, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. It's good to be here once again. We really appreciate you inviting us.
Okay. I think I've been following the campaign for UPPZ, especially in Bahati constituency, and also in Roan today I saw the president addressing people in Roan constituency. Maybe people have been wondering, any update so far in terms of how we are campaigning in Bahati? The space, have they been given enough space to to interact with the people? I know the IG told the police to say should apply the Public Order Act to help all the parties in Bahati and Roan to have their meetings free without being intimidated. So how is the the campaign space in Bahati and also in Roan constituency?
Well, first of all, I might want to make mention that the question of even the police announcing that the political party should be given space to campaign freely shouldn't even arise in a proper democratic setup. It shouldn't even be an issue. We shouldn't even be talking about that. If you have seen our colleagues, today the elections, the polls are underway in Kope, for the council chairperson. and the campaigns have been centered on violence-free campaign and things like that. But perhaps the question or the campaign should not be a violent-free campaign, but it should be a manifesto-based campaign, as opposed to talking about we shouldn't be violent, because in a proper democratic dispensation we should never talk about infringement on rights such as the right of association, the right to the freedom to assemble and things like that, because we know that the issues of the Public Order Act, this is a base of an archaic law, which is a very old law, which our colonial masters used to to govern us, and as well as to curb any form of meeting and idea sharing and things like that. So it is coming from the colonial time, and this is a law that has survived through a number of successive regimes, and this is a law that we already have a judgment, about 2 judgments that were delivered by the Supreme Court that were kind of dealing with such a situation where people gather. A clear example is the case in Murundika and 7 others, where it was ruled in their favor that they did not break any law in doing whatever meeting that they were conducting. So it is clear that we as Zambians, we spend energies and talking about issues that should have been dealt with immediately when we attained our independence. So today we are even have a situation where there is a bill, a dialogue bill that has been presented before Parliament, where the Public Order Act is part of the bill, the Political Parties Act, and also the Electoral Act. So the Political Party Bill, the Electoral Act, and as well as the Constitution amendment, or should they call what they call refinement and things. So we have some process that is going on in Parliament today. Parliamentarians are debating and they are defending this motion, which seek to change about 4 important pieces of the legislation. It's like inventing the wheel. It's like starting all over again. Now back to Bahati and Ron. The condition is favorable because we are headed obviously for something very positive. If you followed the development as we were going toward the nomination, we had I think we had the biggest crowd compared to other political parties that have been there for quite some time, that have participated in a number of elections, and not only a bigger crowd, but a genuine members of the UPPZ, where escorted the candidate, as well as the president was part of the people that took part in this particular nomination process, and then we successfully filed Clement Miller as our candidate, a youthful candidate, and in Ron we successfully also filed Morgan Banda, also very youthful candidate with new ideas, somebody who is bringing to the table something totally different, but something that would obviously transform the lives of the people, the lives of the electorates in their respective constituencies. So at the moment we would say we are doing all we can. We are campaigning. There could be a few elements that we have seen, such as vote buying, electoral malpractice and other things, but we don't want to complain about that. We want to fix our eyes on the ball and deliver a victory for UPPZ.
Okay. Now, what is on the ground? Because we had the list held by the PF candidate, the former MP, Mr. Hari Karaba, and there's an issue of underdevelopment in Bahati constituency. And now we have PF still going back to Bahati and say they will deliver development to the people once their candidate is elected. Do you think UPP stands a chance in terms of overturning such type of messages where they held that seat for quite a number of years and they failed to give what the people of Bahati have been asking for, and still go back and tell them the same thing that we have told in 2016? What is UPP going to do different to ensure that once it's put to that seat, they'll be able to deliver according to what you are promising now in that constituency? Before we go to Roan constituency.
But we are a very practical political party. I think we have seen a number of people can testify that can attest that we are very practical. Yes, the seat that is the Bahati seat was held by a very senior member of the Patriotic Front, and he was in fact a minister. Basically, the people of Luapula, they were kept in such a situation, poverty situation. You know that Luapula is the poorest province in the country. It was for a reason. It was for a reason. There was no meaningful development that went to the Luapula province, apart from a few clinics that have been built. But of course, there are no medicine. There's no. They are understaffed and things like that. So strategically, our colleagues have kept the people of Luapula, my people, in perpetual poverty, so that they can entirely depend on handouts. And they have kept the Luapula province underdeveloped because they didn't want the people of Luapula province to know what it feels like, to have. When you do not have and you have never had, you might not know the difference between someone delivering their campaign promises and the one that has not delivered, because after all, you have never been given a better deal. What the deal that you have had is a low deal from time immemorial. But fortunately, the people of Luapula province have opened their eyes. They have realized that they have been used for quite some time. I don't think there is any message that our colleagues from the ruling party going to deliver to the people of Bahati, because they have felt they were the one who had the seat for quite some time. Ali Kalava's term was the second term at that particular time. So there is no reason for the failures that the government and the former MP did to that particular constituency. There are no reason for the failures that they exhibited in that particular place. So it has got nothing to do with this because he was an MP and things like that. It has got everything to do because there was a president of a particular political party. There was a political party, or there is a political party that is in government to date, and they had a member of parliament in this particular place, a member of parliament who was also a minister who could have influenced a number of changes or development in this particular place. So it clearly shows that besides our colleagues having that seat for quite some time, they did not have a plan for that particular seat. But the UPPZ has a plan for Bahati. We have a plan for Bahati. That's why we have given this seat somebody who is youthful, somebody who has got ideas on how we can transform Bahati constituency. If you look at even the type of campaign that we're doing, it's an empowerment kind of a campaign. By empowerment, we're talking about skills, development, skills empowerment. We're giving the people of Bahati not just a t-shirt that you wear, a white t-shirt, and then at the end of the day it will change color. What we're giving them value, something that they will remain with, and something that they can even give to the next generation. When you have a skill, you can teach to them, you can give that skill to the next generation. So what we are saying is that we are bringing on the table something that is totally different. Politics or leadership that is totally different. We are not just going to be rhetorical about everything. We want to see to it that we bring value to the people of Luapula. They have been neglected for quite some time. So what they need is to realize that they are very important. They are an important piece of this country. That this country cannot be a country, cannot be Zambia without Luapula province, without the people of Luapula. And these are the people that have been neglected for quite some time. There is no industry in Luapula province. Of course, one can say, no, perhaps Mansa Sugar, which is in Chembia and all those things, but the conditions at this particular company are so pathetic, such that people are perpetually in poverty. The manganese mine that are around the Luapula province are mostly owned by politicians, and these politicians have been exploiting the people of Luapula. You see, there is literally nothing that can create value and create jobs, because this province has been kept like that, the poorest province in our country, and the people the same. So these people have been neglected. My people have been neglected because we have a government that does not care for them. So that's why the campaigns for the UPPZ and being led by the, if you saw if you have an opportunity to look at some of the videos that are coming from Bahati constituency, you see the one who is in the forefront, doing all these skills development, campaigning and talking to the people, giving them hope, giving them at least something to live for tomorrow. He is the president himself, the President Charles Chanda. He has been in forefront. He has been there, driving, the agenda of this particular campaign, so that we may, at the end of the day, impact something in the people of Bahati.
Okay. You mentioned, three things that a lot of people in Mansa are watching, and I want to get an assurance. What guarantee are you giving the people of Mansa as UPPZ? Talked about the issue of the manganese mine, which politicians, also MPs, are invested in, and you said they are exploiting, the people in that area. And we've had a lot of ministers, from Luapula province, and we've seen that the place has, no clinics or schools to talk about. Okay. And this issue of farming in Luapula, which I think they do a lot of cassava production in Mansa and Luapula in particular. Now, what assurance are you giving to the people of Bahati constituency, to be specific, that if they vote your candidate, Clement Munda, in the coming by-elections in April, which is just a few weeks from now, what guarantee are you giving them that you're going to deliver, whatever you are promising them now during a campaign? Like you said, you have an agenda to make the lives of people in Bahati better. Now, what guarantee are you giving them to ensure that whatever you are telling them now, they're going to implement, give them better schools, better clinics, and also improve their welfare in terms of those who are working in the manganese mines, and those farmers who are producing cassava, ensure that their cassava, there's some value addition attached to it, but they get the benefits which come from doing the cassava farming in that particular region of the Black Province.
Great. Yeah. And mind you, it's not only cassava. Maize is also being grown in the province, and the number of fish, by the way, has just failed in Luapula province, including fish farming. So when you talk about fertilizer support, it has just failed. People are just complaining in this particular area, because people have been left behind. There's so many challenges. They get their fertilizer very late, and then when they supply to FRA, the money will not come in time, and they'll just be languishing, and by the time it comes, it will not even have value. That FRA is selling maize at 120, 150 in other cases, and things like that, 110 going upwards. This is a maize that they brought at 60, 65 kwacha. So clearly, our colleagues are making a profit, and people have not even been paid. Some of the people have not even been paid, and yet colleagues have started reselling. So it's clearly that government is exploiting the people, the poor Zambians especially. And the people of Wapula province are not spared. Mind you, they are bordering. The Wapula province shares a boundary with DRC there, and meaning that the market is just nearby. You need cassava. What is it that cannot be sold in the neighboring DRC? So is in places like Angola, those that are in northwestern province and western province, anything can be sold in the neighboring country. However, as you know, as you are aware, the challenge has been that first of all, government, when there was too much grain in the country, government banned the export of maize. After banning, so there was too much maize in the country, such that you cannot export, you cannot sell at a good price. So when there is too much and there is lower demand, obviously the prices, you were talking about 65, the prices went down as low as 40, because there was too much, everyone had maize, you see, and then you cannot sell it out of the country. Now, so there was some mafia kind of move that was done. So you choke the people, they have no option, they have got too much maize, too much cassava, or whatever it is, and then they sell it at cheaper price. Then you mop up all the maize and store it somewhere. Whether using FRA or anyone, they mopped it up and stored it somewhere. Then this year, we know that the rains have failed in some of the parts. In most parts, the rains have failed. Where we had rains, we had farmers being given seed that were expired and could not germinate and things like that. Now, at the time when people do not have enough grain, the borders have been opened so that export can be done. You know how the maize? It's not the people, obviously, because we don't have the farmers don't have maize at the moment. But the borders have been opened. The one who planned that when there is plenty, let us close the borders so that they have got nowhere to sell it. Because if you have, if you have maize or whatever commodity that you are selling, everyone has a phone. This one has a phone. This one has a phone. When you're selling it, even if it's an iPhone, I already have. You are not going to sell it at a high price or at a normal market price. You're going to sell it very low because, I'm buying this because after all, you don't have any other market. You see? So after buying it from you, that's when now market has been opened. So it is very strategic that our colleagues in government have opened the borders to start selling maize, because this is the maize that they have moved out. After they reduced the prices and they choked the farmer had nowhere else to take the maize, and this is clearly mafia, moves, which should not be tolerated. Now, going back to Wapula, bringing it down to Wapula province and then perhaps even other provinces, maybe perhaps because we have a by-election there, the people of Wapula province have nothing. They have nothing, because a number of things have failed in the province. There are no industries in the province. Agriculture has failed. We have fewer extension officers, and when we need to plant whatever crop that we want to plant, we can't, because we cannot access certain inputs on time. And when we access them, it is all we need to pay something. And this is a poverty-stricken province. So hence there are a few people that have the money. If you go to Mansa Central, at the campaign center of the PF, they are cooking big shima, such that if you have a problem, you just go to this campaign center, eat your shima, and go back home. Life continues, life goes on. If you have a problem, you go to the honorables, the member of parliament's residence, and then they will give you, if you are not number, they give you a van. So the people have been kept in such a manner that they depend entirely on politicians, hence exacerbating this poverty, of feeding, nurturing the poverty levels in our province. What we want to do as the UPPZ, we want to open it up. We want to open up our province. That's why there are these issues of skills development, issues of back to school, taking people back to school so that they can have skills, they can have the knowledge, the know-how, so that they can not be used by politicians who do not mean well, especially for the province. Because when you are kept in so much poverty, I already mentioned, you don't know about the other side. You don't know that things can be better on the other side. So you tend to appreciate whatsoever you have. You're not employed. You can go to the residence or the campaign center of the honorable and go and eat in shima. Then your worries will be done. You will not worry about Mansa batteries. You will not worry about how people are extorting you through labor and things like that in manganese, because at the end of the day you can go to the campaign center and eat in shima and get a chitenge material, take it to your wife. At least or something. If you need some soap, you just like the minister, and gives you something, then you're okay. Because at the moment, I can tell you that they are giving out money in your province now. Because of this small money, people get excited. But the good part about the UPP is that we are delivering a message, or a long-term message. A long-term, we're saying that we are not only looking at today. Here is for today, but here is also for tomorrow and for your children. We're going to transform the provinces to open it up, to create opportunities in this particular area. We want people of the province to start dreaming once again, especially Bahati. They should wish for something bigger. They should want now to see their children becoming big businessmen, big farmers, and owning big workshops and things like that. Because at the moment, most people don't wish or aspire to be anything bigger because they've been given a low deal.
Now, there's an issue where the campaign manager for the Bahati candidate, Dr. Chilufya, was telling the people in Bahati to say that if you vote for a candidate from the opposition and they become MP, they have wasted your vote. And he said vote for a PF candidate because they are closer to the corridors of power and able to lobby for development to take place in Bahati. Now, the same party which had the MP, for almost 6 or 7 years or more, and that did not happen. Now, is it fair, by the PF campaign manager to tell the people to say that a vote for, maybe UPPZ or other parties is a wasted vote? What's your take on that?
Maybe it has got nothing to do with fair or what. So these people, they have a particular kind of campaign that they do. In Mangang, people voted for the PF. What is happening? It is just poverty there. So, unfortunately, we have honorables who are able to even lie to the people that something is going to be done. Nothing is going to be done if PF continues. If PF continues to rule, nothing is going to be done. It's not going to get any better. You can only have hope when you vote for someone different. Vote for the UPPZ candidate. Then things will start getting better. Because what is it that our colleagues have done in terms of improving our lives. Of course, they have improved their lives, personal lives. Yes, yes, they have. Such, but unfortunately, improving the lives of the people of Bahati, it will never come from the PF, because the PF had a candidate, a senior member of the party. This candidate was was a minister, and nothing happened. So you cannot say that when you vote for another one who will be a junior MP, because at the end of the day, this is somebody who is new in the party and all those things, and they are juniors. That MP will not say anything. But the good part about the UPPZ is able to take development. As the people in Chikamkata, we took a project of building a clinic there. So if they are lying to you that if Patala were able to do it, we took a project of building some bridges in Eastern Province. We took some project of empowering people with businesses and other things in a number of places. It's only the UPPZ that will not give you Ishima and the 20 kwacha for you to vote for them, but will give you empowerment, that is a skill plus capital for you to sustain your life and your family. So definitely those are some of the lies. In fact, abena Bahati mara umpa ubufu wingi sana bala isa bakula miebe vintu vingi sana bala nita promise vintu pya kusana ifyo tabachitire ibintu mwabapere opportunity yakola ati abenga bitungirira. So at this particular time votere nike ba Clement Mwila ebenga leta byantanshi mu Bahati.
Okay, before we go to Roan constituency, in case we're just joining us, I see the Society, which comes to you every Wednesday right on International TV, and our topic is the Bahati and Roan constituency campaign updates. And my guest this evening is Mr. Francis Kope, who is the international spokesperson. And remember, we're live on Go TV, channel 96, on Top Star, channel 458, and the Movie TV, decoder channel 43. And you can send your SMS to 0978 43 7437, 0978 43 7437. And I've got, you can respond to one of these. Okay, this one is coming from. Okay. Okay, let's talk about is the government doing enough to curb political violence during this campaign?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. There are a few things that political parties do which help them have what they have, maintain what they have, and things like that. For example, this issue of peace and all those things. There are a few individuals that are benefiting out of the confusion. There are people who benefit out of the violence. You see, there are people who benefit out of insulting, whether it's the head of state, which we can never do as the UPPZ, or insulting any other political leader who has a political party that has different views from what we have. So there are people and cadres or leaders who thrive and benefit when they insult, when they slap a fellow honorable. They are benefiting something out of it, because they say, oh yeah, this is a now. In fact, the other contract and all those things and whatever. So at the end of the day, violence is sometimes fed, given wings, or exacerbated by the people who claim to be peaceful. Who claim to say, no, we want a peaceful campaigns. We should do a peaceful campaign. No, it's not peaceful campaign. There is only a manifesto campaign. You see? Now, we have people who will be there talking about peace and being parading to be pushing for or to be advocating for peace, when in the actual sense what they are saying and what is in their heart is totally different. That reminds me of some video by one of the leaders was saying that if you are there and anything, they are totally parallel. So that is the kind of political party leaders that we have. Is it presidents and things? What they say is not what they mean. They thrive at such, and at the end of the day, others even get money, they benefit in monetary terms through the violence. This violence is paid for. It's not for free that somebody will just carry a panga and be moving around in a bus and making noise. No, they have been paid. And whosoever pays them, they know the results which they are expecting from such. So government is not doing enough. They can do better. And other political parties also, they are also not doing enough. They can do better. But we might want to take note that in Kafue, there was peace during the campaigns. We were taking a leaf from what happened in Seshek. But now you learn that in Mangango it was peaceful, with a lot of intimidation, a lot of police officers, guns, and all those things. Then came Sesheke, which was bloody. Then comes Kafue, it was peaceful. We hope that the rest of the elections will be peaceful.
Okay. This one says, I'm enjoying the program. Evening, I'm enjoying the program. That man is telling the truth. This is coming from Simon Sikwese from Solwezi in my province, Northwestern province. And yeah. So you can send also your feedback on 0978 4374 37, 0978 4374 37. Be part and parcel of this program right here on Revelation TV. Get to read the SMS as they come. And for that, needs to go to Ron constituency, Mr. Kope. Also, maybe describe the situation here in Ron. We've seen two, political parties, the NDC and the PF, also vying for the same seat, which also vying for, and the issue of retirees, the minors issue in Russia, the district of the city. And maybe before you go to what you intend to do for those people, how this kind of whole situation of Russia, because the same MP who was expelled from the PF and joined the NDC, and NDC now is fielding the same fielding another candidate, and the former MP is one campaign for that candidate. And the PF also fielding their own candidate to contest the same constituency seat. And there has been some trading of words from the two camps. This one saying the PF have failed to vote for the constituency, and the PF says the candidate, the MP who was there then also failed to vote for the same constituency for a number of years that was on that seat. Now, how do you look at this scenario? And as a PPZ, how do you intend to help uplift the living standards of the people in Rwanda, which the PF and the other candidates, the other, Mr. Shima are trying to say they are going to improve the lives of people, which they don't really time, that they are given a chance to decide over the affairs of the people in their constituency.
Okay, one thing that we're going to clearly see is the war of words. Yeah, because of the delicacy, maybe we may say so, of the constituency is wrong, and the people wanting to get it to left, fighting for it, putting everything. You saw pictures that were going around where one of the ministers, who is also a member of parliament in one of the places, in one of the constituencies in the Kope Roan, was giving out materials and money, doing a door-to-door vote buying, because we cannot call that door-to-door campaign. It is clearly a door-to-door vote buying. They would sometimes make the youths to queue up and give them money and then all those things. So it's a constituency that will have all these call and answer, where this one says this and the other one does this and things. Now, as the UPPZ, with our candidate Morgan Banda, we are coming as a game changer. We don't care what the two are saying. We don't care what the perception they want to create. Obviously, they will try and entice a lot of people to come to their meeting and they talk and they insult one another. This one will bring some youths and then talk about how you can slap this one, and all those things. So the campaign which is happening in Ron is very interesting.
And as you go, we need to also combine this SMS which as you respond to my earlier question. This person is writing on, saying what new thing are you planning to do in Ron, what that other parties have not done in the past season. In one chapter. So as you respond, you can also add to what this gentleman is trying to ask from you, what you do differently from what these other parties have not done in the past.
Great. I'll tell you one thing. There's a member saying that goes for Kope Bahati and Ron. Which one? And there's also another one. My own papa name. The people of Ron and Bahati, they had entrusted. They have over entrusted their seats, their lives, their children, their welfare in the hands of the peer. In fact, suit when they were voting. They are just voting about the PF councillor, what is this? Council chairperson, MP, president. They voted suit. So they gave it all. They never left anything. They just gave it all, both in Bahati and in Ron. Yeah. Now, if Ichwanga Wachimwena Kuma Mpalani, you have already seen what has happened. Whether it is by because you cannot say that there is no development because of the MP. Mind you, Ron is also a council. It's a municipal, or is it municipality where it has a mayor, it has councillors. Where do they help from? It has a president. Which political party is he hailing from? So there is nothing like it is just this one. So if they have failed, it is all of them. Suit. They have all failed. Okay? They have all failed in Ron. They might have done better somewhere else. But in Ron and Bahati, they have just all failed. Now, to those that are watching, I want to tell you that there is a political party, UPPZ, United Prosperous and Peaceful Zambia, is the name of the political party. The president is Charles Chanda. He has not failed. The candidates, you have Mwila, Clement in Bahati, and another candidate in Morgan Banda, that is in Ron. These have not failed. Give them a chance. Give them a chance. The president, today as I'm talking to you, is in Ron. Mr. Charleston is in Ron, empowering people with skills, as we mentioned on in Bahati and other places, with skills, with life-saving skills. What we want to do is to open up these places. Mind you, when I said open up, look at Bahati or look at maybe let's come to Ron. Before you enter Ron, but you have a barricade and you need to, like you're entering another country and things like that. So the way you enter Ron, where a city with a gate, that is how development has been all this time. It has been prevented from entering Ron, because you voted for people, right people, who had the wrong ideas about Ron at that particular time. They were very good candidates. Suit Yonsa. lero nga bakwete amapanga yasuma bali wrong constituency problem ilipo ekyo tuleetera ati biikenipo candidate wa UPPZ pantu each pani cha UPPZ United Prosperous and Peaceful Zambia, United Prosperous and Peaceful tulefa tulete wiandanshi prosperity mutende tuweikala pamo kwampana and as Zambians we need to develop our own country. You see? So if you have tried the rest and they have failed you, not because they didn't have resources, they have failed because they planned to fail the people of Rock. What other reasons do these people have? So even when they campaign, what is it that they are bringing to the table? There is nothing. If there is anybody who is listening to me from Roan and Bahati, I want you tried them. They failed. Not because they were bad people, but because amapanga yao bakwete pali Roan na Bahati tayari asuma echo na kuisa nomba ichipani chipya na mapanga aya pya na mano aya pya nechitemwiko ichipani icha UPPZ wa president ni wa Charles Chanda ama candidates ni bamwira ko Bahati kabiri ku Roan ni ba Morgan Banda aba bantu nabakwata amapanga aya pya. So if you have tried these and have failed, try the new ones. Because you cannot know, just like I have told you that poverty in Wapla province is deliberate. Do you know why? Because they don't want them to know what it feels like to live a better life, to have good conditions. That's why even our council workers today and all those things, I know that council workers have not been paid and a number of civil servants have not been paid because they don't want to expose them to a good life. They want to perpetually keep civil servants at the mercy of loans. Every time civil servant is crying because by the time he gets the salary, loan was the default. When you default on your loan, you pay more. You will not enjoy your salary. So civil servants, council workers, they have never enjoyed their salaries. So, and they are kept in such a situation for a reason, so that towards the general election time, then they will start giving them on time, and then maybe the wage freeze will be removed and the employment freeze, which we know that you have been employing a number of people, your relatives and what they have been getting into a number of institutions without you announcing and advertising, but they want to improve the conditions toward the elections.
This one is saying residents of Wansha so far no violence has been witnessed in Roan and at the Matu Township. All we are seeing is vote buying, not which party is buying vote.
Of course we know which party can vote can do vote buying.
Okay.
Perhaps let him send the name of a political party.
This one says I'm enjoying the program, please don't give up. This is from Howard in Sorwezi. Okay. Okay. There's one issue that we didn't touch on, the issue of the minors, those that the terrorism, and this has been the key issue. Even other parts of the PF said at the meeting with all these stakeholders to show how they're going to improve or to ensure that their conditions are improved. Now, as UPPZ, this has been a perpetual problem which those people in Wansha and Roan have been faced with. Now, what immediate solutions do you think the party UPPZ is going to give to those people? The moment the candidate Mr. Morgan Banda is elected as member of parliament for all constituencies.
The plight of retirees is something that is at the heart of President Charles Chanda. He has been speaking of the retirees. He has been talking on behalf of the retirees. He wants to see to better the lives of the retirees. They're given that dignity that they deserve. So there are a few things that President Charles Chanda has put in place, a few policies which might take a lot of time if I were to explain it all, especially on the mining sector and on the retirees. Among them is to open it up to activities at business ventures, that is transportation, and what he has explained in detail on how we are going to handle that. What we want to do is to have a situation when we form government that we could who have to be empowered to be, for example, first of all, I'll give you a quick one, that contracts of transporting copper in a number of mines are given to politicians, very big politicians. They will buy trucks today and they'll have all the contracts all of a sudden. President Charles Chanda has been saying that these contracts are supposed to be given to companies that will be owned by retirees. Okay, and then we want to create such what you call cooperatives, that will be running such business, and these will be managed and owned by retirees and things. So he had brought out a number of. We have a document, in fact, on the policies that on how we intend to engage and better the lives of retirees, especially who are retiring from the mining sector. There was a talk of giving them land and things like that. Why you are seeing the PF having meetings with the retirees today is clearly because there is an election. If there was no election, they forget about you. So this should serve as a warning to the people of Bahati and Roan. You have seen that our ministers now varepitana varemupere pintu varechita meetings varemilayo pilayo pingi sana. Lero nimulandu kuli ukusala. If there was no election, we are not going to see any minister going to Bahati or at the end of the day Roan. You're not going to see minister of the Tawaishi. You see the president, vice president, minister of Chitera, once Bakarais of opinion, pingi sana. Mlandu kulia my election. My elections ga hapa. Makaruwa bonse. Echo tuleti ati boteleni UPPZ candidate claiming among them to Roan, so that you can benefit more.
And also from Luansha saying that the ruling party is giving out cash at 4 rallies, because himself watchman of the city of Luansha. Okay, another one says the ruling is using all ways to buy votes, but they lose by big margin. Come to level April, we are very. Okay, now the other issue is what lessons should the sitting MPs in other constituencies learn from this book, Roan and Bahati constituency? Because it seems someone is elected as MP, the moment that seat goes back and the same party goes, and it has to justify what other person did not do. So what lessons should the sitting MPs across the country learn from these two directions in terms of them not doing development, or they are still serving as a member of parliament in those particular constituencies?
I don't know if I need to mention there's a member of parliament that has impressed me from the time before I joined the UPPZ. This member of parliament is coming from the opposition, and he has a number of projects in his constituency, and he's working. Every weekend is in his constituency. At some point, when I was doing my work, I even met him there and things like that. This member of parliament has really shown that it is possible to do a number of projects in your constituency without government support. So it is possible when you're elected to work for your people. All those members of parliament that are waiting, there are a number of organizations. Some of the organizations that wanted to help us, even when I stood in Chilanga, There were organizations that were willing to come and invest heavily, to come and do a housing project, about 10,000 housing project that was supposed to do so that we can give it out to the people, the most vulnerable people in Sri Lanka and other places and things like that. So what we are saying is that you need to network. You need to network. You need to engage your people, engage a number of well-wishers who are willing to help you achieve whatsoever you want to achieve in your respective constituencies. Don't wait for government. It's not practical. Just do your work, and then everything will fall in place. So it is a very big lesson that at the end of the day, the same government, the same party that sponsored you, they are coming to say no, you can't. You never worked and things like that. It shows that a member of parliament, a councillor, the council chairperson, the mayor, you have a duty and responsibility that you need to do.
Okay. In under 2 minutes, your appeal to young people in both constituencies, in Bahati constituency and in Roan constituency, because I think they form a bigger part of the people in those areas. So your appeal to the people in Bahati and Roan constituency, young people especially, and women, ensure that they're putting a candidate that is going to look at their well-being and also care about their future.
True. And get an achitela, and teach Kwankala our colleagues have failed. They never cared for Bahati, so it's one sick. It doesn't matter whether they will put the blame. Sometimes as a leader, you need to learn to take the blame and not to push it on the other person. You cannot be going around and say, no, it was government. No, I was an MP. No, it was not me. It was what. That is lack of lack of better terms, maturity. You need to take responsibility, and if you cannot take responsibility, then it will be difficult. It will be hard, very hard for meaningful change to be seen. Because if the same political party that you voted didn't deliver, and they are putting a blame on either a member of parliament or you, the people, in short, they are saying that Nangu Tatuach trade deliver. Please just vote for us. They are not caring about you. They are advising abantu Bahati na Roan bakole n'ekipani kya UPPZ ekipani ekingaleeta obuyandipanshi munche ndono mulikeera ekipani ekikwete amipange yasuma abantu benu babiri bamushirwana wabena zandu ati we may own if it means manganese or factories and small industries. That's why the UPPZ president is teaching the people the skills, because he wants us to have power to own factories and other business ventures, including to be ahead in terms of the agriculture, to be leading in terms of the agriculture sector in all these constituencies. So the UPPZ that can bring meaningful change.
Thanks for coming, Mr. Kope, to just help us understand what's going on in the two constituencies in Bahati and the Roan constituency, where the election will be taking place on 11th April 2019. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you very much.
This has been the Society, which comes to you every Wednesday right here on Liberation TV. And my guest was Mr. Francis Kope, who's the UPPZ international spokesperson, was just here to talk about the updates on the Bahati and Roan constituency campaigns, which his party is taking part in the two advice which are stated for 11th April 2019. From me, African Monitor Production Team, it's goodbye. God bless you, and see you next week. And stay tuned to Liberation TV.
them that were forged signatures. Maybe you remember some of the